Sakura Wars 2019 is the sixth entry in the Sakura Wars video game franchise and the second localized in the US following So Long My Love, released in 2010 for Wii. The series is extremely popular in Japan and consists of anime, video games, film, and more. The games focus on a mixture of action, dating sim, and visual novel. The world is set in an alternate universe of the early 1900s where people have magical abilities and fight demons using mech suits. Sakura Wars 2019 is set in 1940, many years after the original anime, storyline-wise. Seijiro Kamiyama is a naval captain who is transferred to Tokyo to lead the Imperial Combat Revue's Flower Division. Their headquarters double as a theater where they put on plays to earn money and build morale to continue protecting Tokyo. Unfortunately, they don't shine as bright as the previous Flower Division. The new division is made up of Sakura Amamiya, a swordswoman, childhood friend of Kamiyama's and a huge fan of the original Sakura Shinguchi's. Hatsuho Shinonome, a shrine maiden who is a bit of a tomboy and Sakura's best friend. Clarissa Claris Snowflake, a woman from Luxembourg who is very well read but a bit of a pessimist. Anastasia Palma, a Greek actress who is their acting mentor and leading lady. And Azami Mochizuki, a young ninja from the Mochizuki clan who is very intelligent but very eccentric as well. There are a lot more characters, but these are the main playable characters. You play as Kamiyama, and the gameplay has many different elements to it. You're able to explore multiple areas in Tokyo, including the enormous theater, and can talk with other characters or do side quests. Most of the side quests involve talking to different people to get more information. Making conversation and choosing certain choices can raise your relationship with them. If the main heroines have a high enough relationship with Kamiyama, they perform better in battle. You also have the option to romance them, and the map will let you know if you can begin a romance event. The romance event will have you choose responses to the girl and gauge how enthusiastic you are when responding to her. Similarly to typical protagonists in anime, Kamiyama may find himself in awkward situations, and you can choose to be a pervert or a gentleman. There are a lot of unique dialogue choices and actions you can make, and it very much feels like you are Kamiyama. A side event you can do is to collect bromides, which is photos of characters from this game, old games, and the anime. You're able to either choose them from the shop or come across them on the ground. There's also a card game called Koi Koi Wars, which you can battle the other characters in. The game is very heavily story-based, but there are some battle stages. You and your team plug into mech suits and fight demons either in Tokyo or in the Demon Realm. The controls are straightforward. You can move around and use light or heavy attacks and build up power to unleash a special attack. The girls you bring with you can have their morale and affection towards you raised, and again, depending on who you are close with, she will perform better in battle. Most of the enemies look similar and don't pose much of a challenge. After Chapter 3, you enter the Combat Revue World Games Tournament where you defeat demons alongside opposing teams and then end up fighting the other teams. I didn't really care much for the demon round battles, but I had fun fighting in the tournament. The game starts out slow, showing you aspects of it one at a time. This works because you don't have everything thrown in your face at once and have time to get used to the gameplay. It also builds your relationships with the other characters slowly, and it feels real. I didn't think I would like any of the characters, but I came to grow fond of them and their relationship with Kamiyama. I also didn't think I would like Kamiyama. I expected him to be a shallow stand-in for the player, but he actually has a lot of depth to him, and I like him a lot. I find myself rooting for him and proud of how he handles situations even though it's made by my choices. The graphics look vibrant and colorful, the art style reminds me of Dragon Quest, and there are a ton of tiny details put in that you might otherwise overlook. Whenever I unlocked a new area, I would immediately go to explore it just to admire the design. All of the characters look very unique and feel like different people. They did a spectacular job with character design. Some cutscenes are drawn in 2D anime and they look just as good as a show would. The music is also great. They did a remix of the original theme song and it's very catchy. There are many versions of it played throughout the game and it never gets old. The other background music reminds me of Dragon Quest as well. I was extremely excited to play the game and it was almost everything I wanted it to be. The battle system could be worked on so it's not so repetitive and be more engaging, however. This is a game that's easy to get lost in and keep playing to see what happens next. There were many times I told myself one more event and would end up at the next chapter. I highly recommend this for people who love dating sims and visual novels. The battles are few and far between and are pretty easy, so they're not very daunting. If you want a strong and emotional story and you're a fan of Sakura Wars, definitely play this. If you want to play a mech game and are very action-oriented, sorry to say, but it probably won't be up your alley. Here's hoping that more Sakura Wars games will be localized to the US and new games produced.
Sakura! 巨大コーマを撃破し、帝都の平和を守る！了解！